So we've looked at boarding and revising within Storyboard Pro, but at some point you're going to want to get your board out of Storyboard Pro and into a more universal format that you can pass along. So in this video, we'll look at exporting our board as a PDF. We'll start by switching over to the PDF View workspace. Now you don't actually have to come to this view to export a PDF, but I wanted to start by showing you how to preview the different PDF profiles. Over here in the PDF Export tab, we have a drop-down here where you can choose from different formatting profiles for our board. We choose a profile, and pick our panels, and then click the Preview button. And it will generate the page for the panel according to the profile settings. Now there's a ton we can do to customize this PDF. For example, this profile shows the duration above each panel. But since we haven't timed our boards out as an animatic, they're all just going to be 1 second. So let's take those fields off. We could edit the profile here, but we want to leave this one intact. So what we really want to do is make a copy. To do that, we go to File, Export PDF. This is the standard way that you'd export a PDF. You see we have all our profiles here too, and then we also have the ability to create a new profile, delete a profile, edit one, or on the drop-down, we can duplicate a profile. And now we'll actually get out of this interface and back to our panel over here. Now we'll select our copied profile and edit it here so we can easily preview it. Now we can't go over all these options. It would take absolutely forever and be really boring too. Just know that anything you want to change is probably somewhere in here. And you can always hover over an option to get a tooltip explaining what it is. There are only a few things I'm going to point out. On the General tab, let's give this profile a better name. And a description. Then if you want, you could browse for an image to use as the icon, but I think this one is fine. Then something you definitely want to make sure to get right is on page, you want to make sure to specify the size of the paper if you plan on printing it out. And then on the Panels tab, like I said, I don't want to show the panel duration, so I'll just uncheck these two display duration boxes. And then on the header, I'm going to swap out the default Toon Boom logo for a different one of mine. Then let's preview that and see how it looks. Good. Now before we do the final export, let's look down here on the panel PDF options. These options are all also in the settings profile, but here you can customize them for the selected panel. A good example of why you might want to do that is if you have a particularly large camera move over a large background, you could check this box to force that panel to have its own page. Now if we think we're ready to export the board, we can come back up here to the PDF Export tab and expand the export range options. By default, it's going to export all panels, but if we want, we can set it to only export selected shots, and then select them using this button here. Or we can export the current shot, the current panel, or just panels that have been tracked for changes, like we looked at in the last video. Then, down here we have this Analysis section. If we click this Analysis button, it's going to look through everything that we're intending on exporting and make sure that there are no formatting issues. For example, if you had a ton of text in a particular caption, it might overflow or overlap the next panel. If you're using one of the default templates or followed one really closely like we did, you shouldn't run into any issues like that. The settings generally account for that kind of stuff. But if you did have any issues, it would show the problematic panels on this list, and you could either adjust the profile to fix them, or fix them on a shot-by-shot basis using the settings down here. Let's just analyze quick, and it's done with no errors. So we're good to export. We can export here or go to File, Export PDF. And in either case, we're going to have one more option for our PDF, and that's security. You can use this to add a password to a PDF and limit its functionality. You can set a master password for yourself. If you open the PDF with this password, you'll be able to do anything with it. But you can also set a user password, which is what you'd give to other people. And then you could specify what you want them to be able to do with it. For example, we could let them print it, but not edit its fields or copy text and images from it. Then we just need to make sure the destination path will save in the right place. And then we just click Export. And there we have our PDF. Great, so we've covered the basics of boarding in Storyboard Pro. Now we're ready to dig into the even cooler stuff. We're going to start by looking at more advanced ways of animating the camera and our drawing layers in the next video. I'll see you there.